Have you ever been in such a deep sleep that your dreams felt like reality? When in that state, I could never make out the difference what's real and what isn't. I thought I heard sirens outside, but when I looked out the window, there wasn't anything that stood out. No police car, no fire trucks, not even an ambulance, and yet the siren can be heard from a distance. Those would have already been out of the ordinary, considering I'm visiting rural Japan for the summer, and there really isn't much happening in this small town. The town is so quiet even during the day, due to people moving into bigger cities for better opportunity. Trying to find out the source of the sound, I adjusted my eyes and continued staring outside my window. It was total darkness, except for the flickering street lamp nearby a bus stop that runs in the morning. With the help of that street lamp, I was able to see the shadows of some nearby trees and a single radio tower. I remembered walking past that tower during the day and recalled there was a megaphone on it, probably for earthquake warnings, as natural disasters are quite the commonplace in Japan. I wondered if that could be the source of the siren. Quickly, I checked my phone, but there wasn't any text of any disaster warnings. Looking back outside, I thought I had mistaken, as the radio tower looked much closer than it did before. For a moment, the street lamp stopped flickering, and it was pure darkness. The sirens grew louder. As I continued staring into the darkness, suddenly the streetlight came back on. I was sure this time that the radio tower is definitely closer, as I can see the rusty metal frames when the lights shined. I definitely remembered it was purely a shadow before. I continued staring at it in awe as I couldn't believe my eyes. How could something stationary move? As the sirens continued getting louder and louder, I noticed one of the four metal legs twisting as though it's trying to lift itself. Slowly, the other metal legs were also bending. The upper body of the radio tower no longer looked like a tower, instead turned into a slender, hideous frame with megaphones sitting on top. It draws closer to me as though it knows I'm the only one awake in this town right now. I immediately shut the curtains. I hid under the bed, and yet the sirens continued to grow louder. As it draws closer, I felt my heart thumping just as loud. Looking towards the direction of the windows, I swear there was a shadow right outside moving. I shut my eyes. I tried not to think of it. And suddenly, silence engulfed my room. The night felt like forever. I stayed under the bed until I saw light enter from the curtains shining into my room. I finally got out from under the bed as I heard footsteps around the hallway. Then there was a knock on my door, telling me that breakfast is ready. Never have I been so relieved to have the presence of another human being around. I took a chance and peeked outside the curtain to clear my doubts. To my surprise, the radio tower is gone. It's nowhere to be seen. Was it all an imagination? Was it just a dream? As I head towards the door to leave my room, I could hear a light siren from the distance. I hesitated looking behind me. The siren drew closer. I held my breath. I couldn't take it anymore. The lack of sleep is driving me insane. So I finally looked behind me. Megaphones, staring at me from right outside my window. The sirens shattered the glass into tiny pieces, and as I shielded myself, I woke up in darkness, in the same room, on the same bed. Confused, I looked towards the direction of my window, convinced that I should not look outside. That's when I heard the sirens.